What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cerebral Smack Talk here on YouTube.com. It is good old MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. Dee Woodson will not be with us tonight. Hopefully we'll have her next week, and thus we will just dive right in and start the show. Smackdown Live for the second night in a row at the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado at the Mile High City. And boy, tonight was definitely a mile high show, to say the very least. We started it off with what was Truth TV. R-Truth and Carmella had their own show taken away from Miz TV, and their special guest, their first ever guest, was none other than Daniel Bryan. So after that, it was the Miz came out, interrupted, and led to a 2-for-1, which was the Miz one-on-one against R-Truth. Miz wins the match. And I gotta admit, guys, this was actually a pretty entertaining start to the show. I didn't mind everything that happened. Obviously, it looks like they are indeed pushing Carmella as a face. She actually changed her style as well, dyed the hair, so she's no longer blonde. She went into this little brunette, red, auburn type color. I like it. I think this is a nice look for her. As far as R-Truth goes, very entertaining. I liked what he brought to the table. Daniel was really good, but the MVP of the segment was obviously The Miz. Trying to dig at Daniel Bryan, saying that, you know, in order to beat me, you're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to break your moral code, and really try to push Daniel into that dark side of himself, something that he doesn't want to do, doesn't want to conform, doesn't want to pull, but at the end of the day, he might have to do that, because remember, the winner of that fight between Daniel Bryan and The Miz gets a shot at the WWE Championship. Next, we'll just have to wait and find out how that plays down 1 week from now in Melbourne, Australia at the WWE Super Show. So, as far as the match goes, this was actually a pretty good fight. Solid match, solid action, to say the very least. I could give this about 2.5, maybe 2 3/4 of a star. I thought this was a good match. Miz gets the win. Logical booking. Nice effort by R-Truth at the end of the day. Obviously, they want to prepare him later on in the night, because they are going to do the mixed match challenge in just a few minutes. Him and Carmella versus Asuka and The Miz. So we'll wait and see what happens on that front. But solid opening to the show. Anthony Florio, come on in. It's all yours, brother.
Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Anthony Florio here for another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk. And, well, I'll tell you, MF, I mean, you're absolutely spot on. I mean, Michael Bullock and I had another one of our vintage Smackdown chats this evening. I mean, it was awesome as always. And, yeah, we had a lot of fun during this segment. I mean, Bullock was poo-pooing all over The Miz like he always does. Me, I got to be honest, man. I was gushing over Carmella. I mean, I love her new look. Absolutely love it. I mean, just, oh my goodness. And then I'll tell you what, I mean, I think Carmella's the best thing that's happened to R-Truth in a long time. I mean, we kept saying, what has R-Truth done for us lately? And, you know, it wasn't anything special, but hey, I mean, Truth's gotten his mojo back, and it took that beautiful angel from Staten Island to get it done. So well done. But all kidding aside, the segment was like I said, the segment was really good for what it was. I mean, I also liked the little that little 7-second dance party there. Mella getting down. Oh, Mella was money indeed. And then from there, the match. I'm gonna be quite honest with you, MF. This to me was the fight of the night. I don't care what anybody says. Bullock and I absolutely very much enjoyed this match. I mean, I got to give this about three to three and a quarter, maybe even 3.5 for all I know. It felt more like a 3 to 3.25 star match. I mean, you remember the match they had a few weeks ago? It ended up being a lot better than we thought, and this was, I think, even better than that previous bout. Good action throughout, and some good near falls, and and they got a lot of time. They got about 12 minutes, so yeah, very well done indeed. So, and of course, Miz got the win back. No big surprise, get his show back, get the Miz TV thing back. So, yeah, so all in all, great way to start off SmackDown Live. So, nothing more to say. Bullock, I mean, our SmackDown chat this evening, I mean, you were poo-pooing all over the Miz. And then, of course, we had that, what we ended up saying was the fight of the night, if you could believe it. So, Bullock, it's all yours.
Yes, of course. Good evening, everybody. Of course, Mike Bullock here for another awesome edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I mean, as far as the segment goes, I thought it was good, and yeah, I mean, I really like that new look of Carmella. I mean, yeah, and of course, Daniel Bryan, of course, talking about the Miz, and then Miz comes out and does his thing, and then as far as the match, I gotta go with Florio on this one. I gotta say 3.5. I mean, this match turned out to be way better than expected, and I also got to agree with Anthony on what he mentioned about. I mean, with R-Truth, I think Carmella's the best thing for him right now because before then it was what have you done for me lately? But ever since Carmella's joined him, I think he's definitely gotten better. So we'll wait and see how far it goes, especially with the mixed match challenge that's going to be going down momentarily. So nice segment to start it off, and then 3 to 3.5 on a match. I mean, certainly impressed me. So nothing more to say, MF. Let's move on.
All right, guys, and we are indeed gonna move right along as we got to the first fight of the night. Of course, they're continuing that rivalry in the singles competing area as we have Sheamus and Big E this time going at it. Of course, last week it was the Swiss Superman Cesaro knocking off Kofi Kingston 1-on-1. This time Sheamus and Big E go at it. When it was all said and done, the winner of the bout in 8 minutes and 33 seconds was the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. The bar has gone 2 for 2 in the road to try to capture the tag team gold at the Super Showdown in Melbourne, Australia. Anthony Floyo is all yours. And as always, they don't set the bar. They are the bar. It's all yours, brother.
And on top of that, Michael Bullock, who was our referee for this match the first of 2 times tonight?
Danilo and Fabio.
Yeah, good grief.
He's our favorite referee. And that's going to be a running gag here on the Cerebral Smack Talk from here on in. So get used to it, man. So,
and I know yes, Fletch is going to be like, oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Yes, indeed. Mr. Danilo and Fabio was the referee for this match. And he oversaw a very good match. I mean, solid 2.5 stars. I mean, this was a pretty solid big man match. I mean, going into it, I told Bullock that this was going to be a man fight, and that's exactly what this was. This had the feel of a man fight, and I wish we could have seen a little bit more, but solid for what it was. I mean, I'm not surprised Sheamus went over. I had a feeling he would. I mean, you obviously want to give the bar momentum going into Super Showdown, and also you want to give us a reason to take them seriously as a serious threat to those SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Remember, who ended New Day's 483-day tag team title run, the longest in history? It was the Bar.
The Bar, yep.
At the then Raw exclusive pay-per-view, Roadblock End of the Line, December 2016 in Pittsburgh. That kicked off the night, and we all know how that went down. So they could do it again. And if the Bar wins, they will become only the second team in history to hold both the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The first, their opponents, The New Day. So, will we see, in the immortal words of MF, history made? Well, only time will tell. 11 days from now, we'll find out. So, yes, indeed. So, 2.5 stars. Outcome, I'm not surprised at all with. So, really nothing more to say here. So, the Michael Bullock, come on in. And this, nice win for Sheamus. The Bar goes 2 for 2. And now we have a reason to take them as serious threats to the New Day.
Yeah, what did you give it again, Florio?
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 stars, I think is the correct rating. And yeah, the Bar is going the New Day, and it's given us a reason why we need to take this team seriously going into their Super Showdown match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. So, yeah, so a nice BMA match. I mean, I wish it could have gone longer, but, I did enjoy the amount of time it did get. So, yeah, nothing more to say. 2.5 stars, and Fletch, I give it to you. And as we just mentioned, they don't just set the bar; they are the bar.
Yes, indeed, and very impressive victory for Sheamus. And hey, they're on their way. This is looking really good for them. So momentum going to the Bar, heading into the Super Showdown in Melbourne on next Saturday. And on top of that, good solid fight. I gotta say, about 2.5 stars, decent match. So we'll move on. Next thing we had was an in-ring segment with Rusev and Lana, interrupted by Aiden English. And Michael Bullock, I'm going to come into you, and I wonder what kind of dirt Aiden English is talking about, because my ears perked when he talked about that Lana was the reason why this team broke up. Basically, it's almost like the Beatles type of situation. Now, for all you diehard fans that knows the Beatles, there was an infamous breakup where Yoko Ono was kind of the reason why the legendary Beatles group broke up, and there was a little bit of a dissension between John Lennon and Paul McCartney. It sounds like, at least in my mind, Aiden English is saying your wife is the reason why Rusev Day is broken up. Your thoughts?
I'll tell you what, MF. My ears definitely raised up too when I heard about what Aiden English said. I mean, basically, Aiden English basically saying, you know what, I took credit for basically making Rusev Day what it is, and it's because of her that is why I attacked you. And then when he mentioned about that night in Milwaukee, I'm like, something dirty must have gone down. And this could be interesting, but I'll tell you what, after hearing that, Fletch, I think I might want to wash my hands after hearing that dirt from Aiden English. So I really don't know what to say about it. So Fletch, I mean, I don't know what to think of this.
Yeah, I'm nervous. And
I got a feeling, Fletch, this is not going to end well.
Oh no, this could end ugly. I mean, he's referring about Milwaukee. Something went down. We know, could something have gone down? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. This got the feeling that this is not gonna be PG, guys. I got a bad feeling about this. a la Star Wars. And thank God Dee Woodson is not here tonight, because I know her. I know her. She will not stand for this. She will not stand for that. Whatever they're thinking, WWE, you might not want to do it. Don't do it, guys. I think I know where you're going with this. Don't do it, because if you do, I know what's going to happen. A lot of the conservative groups is going to jump on this. A lot of the parent rights groups are going to jump on this. And I know, especially the ones who are very, very, very religious. And I'm talking about the faith-based people. I think they're really going to feel uncomfortable for WWE. Don't I know you cater that you want to be PG, but I noticed that demand to push the envelope a little bit, to go a little more riskier, to start shelling back to the days of the Attitude Era, because that was your bread and butter during those years. And that's, from, I want to say, the 97, 98 definitely into the early 2000s. That was really the glory days of WWE. If they go down that road, and if I think what's going to happen is actually, if I'm right, and I really think it could be that, and this is just me going hindsight, that Aiden English is gonna accuse Lana that you committed adultery on your husband because you hooked up with me in Milwaukee. And here's the proof. If they go that route, whoa boy, we're going to have to batten down the hatches, and I might have to hide under a table, because I'm telling you, people will go nuts.
And I just may join you in that, Fletch. I may join you underneath that table if it's going to go that way.
Because that's gonna be bad. That's gonna feel like you said, Michael Bullock. I'm gonna feel so dirty after that segment that I'm gonna have to go and take a shower after the Cerebral Smack Talk, just to get the guilt and the dirt off me on that one. It ain't going to be the most proudest moment for Team Blue either, because I know Florio, he's going to harp on that and say, what the hell was that? How dare you, SmackDown Live, going down that road? Me of the man of good faith, I cannot condone this. Hey, if it happens, Florio, you got every right to rant. So, nothing more to say. Good segment, but I hope they don't go down the road I think they're about to go down. It's going to be bad. Florio, it's yours.
What is SmackDown Live known for? Going there. And this is not the first time we're going to be saying that here this evening. And yes, as you know, as the holy roller that I am, I mean, yes, there was a little part of me that was offended by this. Not as over the top as you think, but, because I am a diehard professional wrestling fan as well. I mean, I honestly didn't have any issue with that at all with that. But as far as, the holy roller side of me, yes, that will be offensive. And, oh, holy sweet Jesus, if Dee Woodson was here, oh my goodness. I mean, we'd all be in trouble, gentlemen. That's all there is to say on that. We would be in major, major trouble.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Agreed.
And I have to say, put the women and children to bed, because it's going to get bowling shoe ugly.
And we're going to have to mind our P's and Q's and watch our rear ends, because she might want to bend us over on the checkered apron if that happens.
Yes, indeed. And so we can get away with a little more here. But boy, howdy. I mean, what a way to go. I mean, a night in Milwaukee. Okay. And Dee would have gone off for so many reasons, not just for that, but I know she would have gone off on Corey Graves, because Corey Graves is like, what do you think about this, Phillips? I mean, is this something salacious or what? And then Phillips, the look on his face was like, oh my God, get away from me. I mean, that was just awesome. And the way Corey Graves was just all giddy. I mean, that
it's like, are you serious? Do we really want to know Corey Graves?
Corey Graves said he had sources. Okay. But yeah, this segment came off really good. I mean, another solid segment here. I mean, this just made this feud now just became intriguing. And Aiden English has next week on SmackDown Live, he's got the dirt. He's got the proof. So we're going to know next week at the Rose Garden in Portland, Oregon. I mean, Portland. Oh, brace yourselves, my friends at the Rose Garden. Yeah. Because Aiden English is going to have a little bedtime story, like a Eddie Guerrero type thing from that infamous feud with Rey Mysterio. I mean, this is going to be, it's going to be very uneasy here. So, this came out really good. So, I'm intrigued. So, really nothing more to say here. Let's wait and see what happens next week. So, let's move on.
Back in the day of Ring of Honor, now all you Ring of Honor marks know this. There used to be something called Story Time with Adam Cole, baby. And I hate to say this, but Story Time with Aiden English about that one night in Milwaukee. Oh boy, batting down the hatches. This could get very interesting. All right. Next up we had was Corey Graves was having if you thought he was uncontrollable on this one he had probably the most fun of the night, because we had a tag team fight. We had Asuka and Naomi, and they were going up against Sonya Deville and God's greatest creation, one of Anthony's personal favorites, Mandy Rhodes. But wait, there was actually a nice little surprise on this. The Iconics were in the house. That's right, at ringside, right beside Corey Graves, the lucky son of a gun, Billy Kay, Peyton Royce on commentary. Obviously, the winners of the bout in 4 minutes and 12 seconds was Naomi and Asuka. And I believe it goes... No, actually, it goes right back to me. I start off. So, all right. Nothing to talk about. Nothing amazing about this match. This was decent for what it was worth. It could have been a lot more better, absolutely. But, it tells the story that, that Naomi and Asuka are definitely, they're trying to gel, and it looks like they're gelling in a decent amount of time, so it's working. And now it's given them an opportunity, as they're going to be fighting against the Iconics in Melbourne, Australia. Like I said, that's home turf advantage for the Iconics. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But, I mean, decent fight. Maybe 1.5 stars for the effort. I know it was a little short, but I guess you could say by default this was the worst fight of the night. So nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, it's all yours.
Second worst fight of the night. There was one that was actually worse than this. But
okay.
But nonetheless, 1 to 1.5. I mean, it was okay for what it was. It was basically a showcase for Naomi and Asuka. I hate that it had to come at the expense of Mandy Rose, the Golden Goddess, and Sonya Deville. But, it is what it is. Iconics were at ringside doing their thing. I mean, they were going to do their thing in the ring with the mics that Bullock loves so much. Yeah, right. But it was interrupted. they got interrupted. Naomi came out, and that was pretty much it. So, yeah, you obviously had to give Naomi and Asuka the win here to give them momentum ahead of the match in Australia. That's gonna be one of 2 hometown pops that night, or 2 home country pops. The Iconics, yeah, they're gonna get a big pop. Well, the men are gonna pretty much take care of that. Let's not kid ourselves. And then on the other side of the coin, the other big hometown pop, that's gonna be one Buddy Murphy when he challenges Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight Championship. And I'm making a bold prediction right here and now. I think he's going to win that thing, but we'll see what happens. But for right now, 1 to 1.5 for the effort. Like I said, showcase for Naomi and Asuka. I wish it would have been against 2 local girls instead of 2 proven talents like Absolution. But it is what it is. So nothing more to say on this. Michael Bullock, come on in, and he's so nice. We got to see him twice. Our favorite referee did it again. Our boy.
Get the little win, Fabio. Well, now what did you give it again, Florio?
1 to 1.5.
Yeah, I think 1 to 1.5 is the correct rating. I mean, obviously, you like you said, you wanted to give Asuka and Naomi the advantage going into the tag team match at the Super Showdown, and yeah, I mean, yeah, that that crowd in Australia is definitely going to give them a big pop. The Iconics, but yeah, so there's really nothing more that needs to be said. So let's just move right along, Fletch.
All right, guys, and the next thing that we had here on the show, Ty Dillinger goes one-on-one with the United States champion Shinsuke Nakamura. The fight gets thrown out in 4 minutes and 48 seconds because Randy Orton showed up and basically beat the living daylights out of Ty Dillinger. What? Wait, what? Randy? Okay, I understand about Jeff Hardy, but Ty Dillinger? Why did you go after him? And he said the reason why he went after him is because that perfect 10 gimmick pisses him off. Wow. Ty Dillinger, congratulations. You just got yourself a major storyline with none other than the Viper Randy Orton. Talk about a kind of a step up in the world for the young guy. Anthony Florio, I'm at a loss for words. What the heck?
Your boy, MF, you should know. But I had to make a correction here. Our Michael Bullock, our favorite referee, Danilo Anfibio, did not do that women's tag match. I got a little knocked in the head for a minute there. But so don't worry. We'll get to see him again in just a minute. But nonetheless, yeah. What a shame. I mean, I think Nakamura and Dillinger could have given us a solid match, but they overloaded this show here tonight, and unfortunately, they had to cut some things out, and this was one of them. And Ty Dillinger, the latest, and Bullock and I even said it during our SmackDown chat map. What in the world did Ty Dillinger do to anger the Viper? I mean, I don't understand, but now we know. I mean, Mike Rome got to the bottom of it backstage, and Orton says, "I just don't like that perfect 10 nonsense." So, okay. Nothing more to say. Bullock, we were wondering why. Ty Dillinger drew the ire of Randy Orton. Now we know. He hates the perfect 10 gimmick.
Yeah, I mean, Mario and I, we were basically watching this, and we were saying to ourselves after what we saw, I'm like, what the hell did what the hell did Ty Dillinger do to piss off Randy Orton? And it was simple with what Randy Orton said when Mike Rome interviewed him. He said he just doesn't like the perfect 10 gimmick. Okay, fine, whatever. but it does make for an interesting feud. So yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. I mean, at first, I mean, we were all like, "What? What was the point of this?" But now we know. So yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. So I think it's time for the main event segment. Or actually, we got another match, then the main event segment. Got myself a little carried away there. So let's just move right along, Fletch.
All right, so next up we had was, yes, Becky Lynch, the SmackDown Women's Champion, going one-on-one with Lana. Winner of the bout in 5 minutes and 44 seconds was the Irish Lass Kicker, Becky Lynch. Disarmer victory, and I believe this goes to Michael Bullock. So, Bullock, it is all yours.
What was the time of the fall?
5:44.
I'll give it about another 1 to 1.5 star match. I mean, obviously you want to make Becky Lynch. You want to give her some momentum going into that SmackDown Women's Title match. It's the Super Showdown event against Charlotte Flair, and of course, let's not forget earlier in the night, Charlotte Flair had a photo shoot, and then Becky Lynch just blindsided her. I mean, that was just so ruthless and uncalled for, if I'm going to be quite honest. So, but once again, I mean, the crowd basically cheered it just like they did with Becky Lynch tonight beating Lana. And I'm going to say it once, and I'll say it again, and I know it's going to sound like a broken record. This heel turn for Becky Lynch has failed miserably, because we all can agree on it. Becky Lynch should have been a babyface, and Charlotte should have been the heel. So, nothing more to say on it. 1 to 1.5. Fletch, it's yours. I mean, when is WWE going to get through their thick skulls?
Well, the thing is that, look, I gotta give WWE at least. I understand why they want to do it. I understand why they were trying to push it, because a lot of the fans was calling for a heel turn at one time, where that they wanted Becky to win the title, they wanted Becky to do all this stuff and everything else. I think the moment they actually made the biggest mistake that WWE might have done was actually had Becky, Charlotte winning the title at SummerSlam. And if you really think about it, in hindsight, to go back, that was where the moment where Becky, when she unleashed and attacked Charlotte, and the reason why the fans were cheering was because of the fact that they were angry at that moment, and it justified. They felt that Becky was justified. I think this is one of those moments where they made a mistake because their booking was poorly done. Now, in the case if like Carmella would have successfully defended the title, then if Becky would have attacked Charlotte out of blind rage, then I think you would have gotten the heel turn and the negativity and everything else, because of the fact that because then you would say, wait a minute, Becky had no justification for attacking Charlotte. Why are you going after her? That makes no sense. Becky, why? Where at the moment when Charlotte won the title, it was just Becky was pissed. She doesn't believe Charlotte deserves the opportunity. We are related with that. And that's why we were cheering Becky. Well, I was cheering Becky. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but still. Now they're trying everything in their power to turn Becky heel by making her attack Charlotte week after week, this and that. It's not working. because the fans are so on her side. This is where now if I'm WWE, this is the moment where you're probably gonna have to do the double turn Charlotte heel, let Becky remain as the babyface, or maybe Becky Lynch could be a tweener and she could get the Stone Cold Rock treatment where it doesn't matter what she does, she's going to get cheered no matter what. And you heard the crowd again tonight in Denver. They're definitely pro Becky Lynch. So it looks like Becky Balboa is definitely now garnering a lot of momentum as SmackDown Women's Champion, but it doesn't. Either way, it's a lose-lose for WWE, because anything they try to do, the fans are just gonna go right. Is gonna run with Becky, and be by her side. They're definitely digging the Irish Lass Kicker. They're definitely loving Becky Lynch as SmackDown Women's Champion. You made the right decision by making her the champ, but in hindsight, there's nothing WWE can do because she belongs to us now. You can't turn her either way. Try to make her a face, fine. Try to make her a heel, we're still going to ride with her. She's a ride or die girl now. She's one of us. So, sorry. As far as the fight goes, it was all right. This is probably the worst fight of the night. Anthony, I think you're going to probably agree with that here. But other than that, it's all yours.
Yes, worst fight of the night. Absolutely right. I mean, well, actually, no. Nakamura and Dillinger was, to me, the worst fight of the night, honestly. I'm going to make an argument for a dud, NA, what have you. One star for me. This was a showcase for Becky, you know, obviously to get some more heat on her. And yes, like Bullock said, she attacked Charlotte Flair during a photo shoot. And yeah, personally, I'm loving Becky Lynch as a heel, but honestly, I mean, it's just not good. It's not getting over. I mean, these fans love her. They keep cheering for her. You hear the Becky chants every chance they get. And let's face it, she is the darling of the IWC right now. So, yeah, you heard how they popped at Hell in a Cell when she won the title. I mean, unreal. So, you know, Irish Lass Kicker continues to roll. She'll face Charlotte yet again at the Super Showdown, and then very likely they'll probably blow it off, possibly at Evolution. So, I don't know. I don't know what else there is to say except one star for me. So, nothing more to say here, Bullock. Now this is where we get to see our favorite referee for the second time this evening. So nice, we get to see him twice. You know who I'm talking about.
Danilo and Fabio.
Danilo and Fabio. All right, Bullock.
And Fletch. Oh, and Fletch. What's the match?
Becky Lynch and Lana.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. What did you give it?
1.
Yeah. I give it 1 star as well. Actually, no. I actually already talked about it, didn't I, Fletch?
Yes, you started it off. So yeah.
Oh, so
it's back to me.
So it's back
for the
to
main
you
event
now.
Yeah, for the main event, and which was the contract signing for the Super Showdown for the WWE title fight that Paige announced that it was going to be AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. No DQ, no countout. There must be a winner. And the one thing Paige was harping the whole night was she was afraid something bad was going to happen. Something bad was going to happen. That, you know, get security out there. I don't want the table to be destroyed. I don't want no destruction. Everything else. So AJ Styles comes out, cuts a promo, signs on the dotted line, and then Paige announces Samoa Joe. Nope. So announces him again. Nope. Where's Joe? Where did he go? What's going on? Where did Joe go? So Joe appears on the Titantron He's not in Denver, Colorado. Guys, he was in Gainesville, Georgia. The home of AJ Styles. He was making a trip to see AJ's wife and kids. Oh no! This got bad. This went personal. They went there and then some. This is, oh my God. Wow. Wow. I mean, there's nothing more to say. They, they did it in a way that was, it felt eerie. It felt, you almost felt like, oh, Joe, don't do it. Don't do it, bro. Don't do this. What is going to happen now? Like, if you thought this rivalry could not get any more personal, they just did. Wow. That's all I can say. Super Showdown, Melbourne, Australia. Get ready, man. This is not just a fight now. This is going to be a war for the WWE title. Anthony Florio. Wow. Go.
It may have been a little too short for our liking, but to me, this was the segment of the night. I mean, this was incredible. They went there again. You thought they went there with Aiden English with the night in Milwaukee. Oh, no. They went there again with Samoa Joe going to the home of the Phenomenal One. You saw the mailbox. He rang the doorbell. And then bada boom, that's it. Show's over. Maybe next week, maybe we'll get more of that. Who knows? But we're seeing the most vicious and savage side of Samoa Joe that we have ever seen. Not just TNA, but WWE as well. I mean, this is the most savage I have ever seen him. And our excitement level for this match has just gone sky high. And if any match, in my honest opinion, if any match deserves to be the main event of Super Showdown, it's this one. But you know it's not going to be, because you got a feeling that it's going to be The Undertaker and Triple H. It has to be, because no match on that show has gotten more hype than that one has, and rightfully so. But nonetheless, I mean, holy crap! I mean, no DQ, no count out, must be a winner. I think this is going to be the fight of the night. I really do. We have some other great matches on this card, but man, we're looking at 4.5 to 5 easy if all goes well. Nothing more to say. They went there for a second time tonight. Samoa Joe, in the immortal words of Luigi PS3, savage, bruh. Savage. Michael Bullock, I mean, what do you make of all this? We couldn't believe it when we ended our SmackDown chat with this. We couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, we were watching this, and we were basically like, oh no. Don't tell me that they're going there. And they did. I mean, Samoa Joe invading AJ Styles' home. I mean, you guys got to admit that is the ultimate in savagery when it comes to what Samoa Joe did. I mean, it's bad enough that you attack someone's family, but you invade their home. Ooh, no. As a man of good faith, I do not appreciate it whatsoever. I mean, if AJ Styles wasn't pissing off already, imagine what he's going to be like come Super Showdown. And the thing about it, guys, is what we just mentioned. No counts, no disqualification. There has to be a winner. This could get ugly. So, segment of the night, great way to close the show. I mean, there's really nothing more to say, Fletch. Let's just move right along. I mean,
yeah, the last thing we got is the overall reviews, and Anthony Florio, you lead off, my friend. How did SmackDown Live do tonight on this show?
I can honestly say this is one of those rare times where I could say this was not a blowaway show for me. I mean, there were a few short matches that, if I'm going to be honest, should have been cutouts, but this is not ridiculously raw. This is the Cerebral Smack Talk. We go all out on this show. So if it were my show, Ridiculously Raw, those things would not have seen the light of day. But, it is what it is. But Miz and R-Truth was the fight of the night. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's true. Throw in a solid match with Sheamus and Big E and some solid in-ring segments. I got to say it was just about a draw, like what we saw on Monday Night Raw last night. I got to say this was about 6.5. A rare off week for SmackDown Live. I mean, it didn't blow us away like it has in previous weeks, but a couple of solid matches, a couple of solid segments, the cutouts. I mean, or as I call them, cutouts. I mean, but those short match. I mean, the first hour was very good. Second hour was a little bit of a dumpster fire, only because we had too many short matches, which were like showcase matches, but didn't really blow me away. So I got to say like 6.5, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. So nothing more to say on that. So Bullock, overall thoughts on SmackDown Live tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it about 6.5 as well. I mean, yeah, some of the matches were short. I mean, everything else, I thought was good, but yeah, I mean, when it comes to both shows, I mean, this was basically a draw, so there's really nothing more that needs to be said. Fletch, it's yours.
I'll go with the 6 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the most perfect show, and I totally agree with everything you guys just said. There's really nothing more to say about it. So, all right, guys, it's time for the Mikey's Mindset. Of course, as many of you guys know, Lucha Underground, we covered the last 2 weeks, so we got nothing there. However, we do got some RWA news, and yeah, I actually tonight is preview night. As many of you guys know, this Saturday night, live from the Chop Shop Part 2 in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, is RWA Fatal Impact. It's going down, and we got ourselves a great show, a big lineup, and let's start it off. We got a 3-way dance to start it off, as it's going to be Dan Terry versus Devin Baker versus Tony the Tuna in a match. This one's going to be a very interesting matchup, and for all you marks out there who are big fans of RWA, let me just give you this. I'm going to do this one time. Normally, I would never do this, but, I got to share it with you guys, so hopefully I'll present it to everyone right now. Yeah, there it goes. Hello. So that's the matchup you're going to see. That's one of the matches on the RWA fight card. The next fight of the night that we're going to have, well, it's going to be a one-on-one match. It's actually a tag team match, as it's Hot Coco, Hot Shot Deshaun, and Justin Coco Sylvia, as they're going to go up against Theodore J. Liffington and Solly Banger. Lift and Bang, a good tag team attraction, guys. Hot Coco, they could have won the RWA Tag Team Championships. I know there was a little bit of some chicanery at the end, robbery, whatever you want to call it. But whatever the case may be, this one's going to be a hot matchup. Tag team attraction at the RWA show on Saturday night at Fatal Impact. Next up on the fight card, let's see what we got here. Actually, it's going a little haywire here. Sorry, guys. I apologize in advance. Come on. There we go. So, this is a nice matchup. The Insane Dick Lane goes one-on-one with Davey Cash. As many of you guys know, Dick Lane, definitely one of the most over guys in the RWA, most popular guy right now of the RWA. And he goes up against Davey Cash. Davey Cash basically has aligned himself recently with King Leon VI, but this time he flies solo. The king of the RWA goes up against the super meta super villain himself. So we'll see what happens there. Nice matchup, to say the very least. This one's going to be a good matchup. Tag team fight. Detox goes one-on-one. Will go up against Mike Montero and Chris Pyro in a tag team attraction. This one's going to be one hell of a matchup, to say the very least. Ricky Medeiros and Jason Devine will team up to go up against two men who are former RWA Triple Crown champions, and we'll see what happens there. This is going to be one hell of a matchup, to say the very least. Next up on the fight card, all right, batten down the hatches. We got ourselves a huge title fight. RWA tag team titles on the line, as it is the Middlesex Express. They go up against the team of AJ Phoenix and Kellen Thomas. Kellen Thomas could be a double champion. As many of you guys know, Kellen Thomas, RWA hype champion as well. And AJ Phoenix recently made basically brokered a deal and asked for the services of Deanna on Fire. Of course, Deanna on Fire is the advocate of Kellen Thomas, and AJ was like, look, I want some help. I need, I want you to be my manager. I want you to be my business. I want to be your client, because I think you can bring me to the promised land. You can bring me the championships. You can bring me the credit. Look at what you've done with Kellen Thomas. Ever since you aligned with them, even though he was the hype champion already, his star is rising. He's a big name right now in RWA. Granted, definitely, no doubt about it. And he's like, I want you to help me, bring me to that level. She agreed. She said yes. And now Kellen and AJ, they look to try to capture some tag team gold. But let me tell you guys, the Middlesex Express are a tough out. They're a tough team to beat, and they have been the RWA tag team champions for a while now. And without a doubt, they were the RWA tag team of the year in 2017, and they are far and away right now running away with being the best tag team in 2018, to say the very least. Can the tag team reign come to an end, or will the Middlesex Express, the Masters of the Universe, continue their reign as RWA Tag Team Champions? We shall find out. Then, also on the fight card, let me see if we got... Actually, Kellen Thomas is pulling double duty, as you can see, folks, as we also got Shay Cash versus Kellen Thomas for the RWA Hype Championship. Now, this was supposed to be Mike McCarthy, but Mike McCarthy had to pull out due to injury. That is the reason why Kellen Thomas is fighting Shay Cash for the Hype Championship. That's going to be one hell of a matchup, to say the very least. And guys, let me just double check, make sure that this is the... Yep, all right. One fight left. Main event of the fight card. RWA Triple Crown title on the line. The champion, Chris Cruz. The challenger, David Baker. This is a rivalry that has definitely been raging for a little while now. This is going to be one hell of a matchup, to say the very least. Saturday night cannot come soon enough. Get ready, guys. Batten down the hatches. It's going to be a war. It's going to be a historic night, to say the very least. And before we get on out of here, there's one last bit of news that I want to give you guys. For all you fans out there that's been wondering about what is going on in the world of SWF, mainly Anarchy, it's coming back in a couple of weeks. On the last show we had was... basically, the general manager was announced. It is Danielle Hardy officially. She has been named the general manager of the show as it was announced by the commissioner himself, Carlos Mitchell. He made the official announcement there. Then there was 2 fights that was going on. Jade West went one-on-one with Jason Stratus. The fight ended in a double count out. Basically, they brawled all over the place, so nothing more there. And then there was a battle royale to determine the Anarchy champion Chris Orton had to put the title on the line. He successfully defends the title. He was the last man standing and wins the battle royale to keep the Anarchy championship in his possession. And we will have a brand new episode very soon. I will have the fight card for you guys next week right here on Cerebral Smack Talk. That's it. That's it for tonight. Anthony Floyo, come on in. Give us the future content. Mainly College Football Thursday and NFL Friday.
What time do you guys want to do that on Thursday?
I mean, I could do it at 10 o'clock. I get out around 9 o'clock this time around. So if you want to do 10, I'm good with that.
Okay. If that's the earliest possible time we can do it, that's fine. So, all right. So 10 p.m. Thursday night, College Football Thursday, Week 5 edition. Run down the top 25 action of Week 5 in our newest power poll. Another round of shakeups are coming after some massive upsets went down over the week. And then, of course, Friday night at our usual time, 10:30, Strictly Sports NFL Friday, Week 4 edition. Looking at the big games of Week 4. Of course, the big Buddy Bowl coming up, the Dolphins and the Patriots. Oh boy, that's gonna be a lot of fun to get into, as always. And then, of course, back at it, the rest of the way next week, with Ridiculously Raw and Cerebral Smack Talk, and onward and upward from there. So 10 p.m. Thursday night, College Football Thursday, Week 5. And then Friday at 10:30, our traditional time, Strictly Sports NFL Friday, Week 4. Great action coming up. And as far as the college show goes, guys, we got 2 major headliners. Ohio State and Penn State, and Stanford and Notre Dame. Those are the 2 big ones right there. And so those are the 2 games we're going to be very much getting into. So that's it. So until Thursday, for College Football Thursday, Anthony Floyo and company here. And before we wrap up, we want to send our thoughts and our prayers to Dede Woodson. So get well soon, my friend. Let's wrap it up, MF.
All right, thank you so much. For Anthony Floyo, for Michael Bullock, I'm Michael Fletcher, of course, and our thoughts are with Dede Woodson. And a special shout out to Derek Ferreira as well. Have a good night, everybody. So long for now. Bye-bye.